I got beef with The Walking Dead, and I remember exactly when I stopped watching. This show kept us gripped, expecting one twist after another, only to drop the ball and leave us hanging. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, let me explain. From the start, this series grabbed our attention with its awesome mix of horror and human drama. The Walking Dead, a show we all loved, took us through a post-apocalyptic world filled with zombies and survival dramas. At the heart of it all was Rick Grimes, a leader with a heart and a killer instinct. I gotta say, Andrew Lincoln absolutely nailed it, giving Rick layers that had us all rooting for him. It was a bumpy ride with Rick, a roller coaster of emotions, you could say. The show was terrifying, and the stories really got me caring about the characters. The deep and emotional stories pull us in and make it hard to look away. But here's where it all gets messy for me. The show had this habit of building suspense, getting us all hyped up, and then leaving us hanging with filler episodes. They would take like 4-6 episodes to answer a single burning question. Seriously, why mess with us like that? Now here comes the big spoiler and the big letdown. Carl dies. Yes, I understand that sometimes a favorite character must fall. But my problem is what comes after his death, which resulted leaving the show entirely. If you don't recall, we were introduced to Negan, and he pretty much emasculated Rick over and over again. It was hard to watch. Rick was taking losses left and right, which we haven't seen before. Now, let's talk about Carl's death and how Negan, although indirectly, had a hand in it. Now bear with me. This isn't about Negan physically being there when Carl was bitten, but it's more about the chaos and the environment that Negan created, which led to Carl's death. Under Negan's reign of terror, the communities were divided, and fear was the order of the day. This climate pushed Carl into a position of responsibility and action beyond his years. His urge to make a difference, to protect his community and loved ones from Negan's oppression, propelled him into increasingly dangerous situations. When we talk about the fateful incident with Sadiq, Carl's decision to help was fundamentally an act of rebellion against Negan's divisive rule. In a world under Negan's thumb, where trust is eroded and it's every man for himself, Carl's decision to extend a hand of friendship to a stranger was a small but significant act of defiance. It was his way of asserting humanity in the face of Negan's brutality. However, this act of kindness and rebellion, sadly, led to Carl's encounter with the walker that ultimately bit him, sealing his tragic fate. The cruel irony here is that Carl's death is a result of his attempt to preserve humanity and community in the face of Negan's destructive influence. In essence, while Negan didn't lead the walker to Carl, his oppressive and violent rule set the stage for the circumstances that led to Carl's fatal bite. So anyway, I blame Negan. But the part that really set me off is the conversation between Rick and Negan after Carl's death. Negan asked a specific question, "Was it one of us?" And Rick responds, "It wasn't you." Excuse me? In my opinion, I needed Rick to go beast mode and pop off on the phone. This was the opportune time for Rick to be like, "It doesn't matter, bitch, I'm coming for you." Did we get that? No! Sir, are you not irate? You lost your wife, now your son, and you're stuck carrying around Shane's baby. Things do not look good, sir. That right there was my cue to exit. It just felt like the show wasn't the same anymore. Rick, the character I was here for, was gone, replaced with someone I didn't recognize. It felt like the writers were just playing games at this point, and not the fun kind. The pacing was off, and maybe that's why I couldn't bear it anymore. The show did continue all the way to its finale, which I wasn't pressed to complete. Now don't get me wrong, the show had its moments. There were times when it was pure fire and had me on the edge of my seat, biting my nails. But then they'd go and ruin it by dragging the story, so yeah, that's my beef with The Walking Dead. I feel like it could have been epic if they just stuck the landing, you know? Anyway, what about you guys? Am I alone in this zombie boat? Or do you feel me? Hit up the comments and let's talk about it.